You see, I can't work out. I mean, this is one thing with the astrology thing and with the tarot card thing. How can a piece of paper or a card now, 5% now, I don't know how many cards there are in a tarot deck.
Well, that depends on what types.
Again, but I'm pretty sure, so I could draw my own little tarot cards on here, and by the end I could do a reading.
You could fashion your own.
I could fashion my own tarot cards.
Well, they're only for you to read, aren't they?
So these pages could hold the secret of all your futures.
That's right.
Oh, a lot of rubbish.
So I'll read it out again for you.
But this is the thing, and also like with planets, I don't see how the movement of planets can determine what's going to happen to me.
I think isn't this assuming that our future's already written as well?
Exactly, yeah.
Which is I don't believe.
No.
Anyway.
No. I mean, where people get a bit misinterpreted is that the cards aren't doing anything. The cards are a focal point for the individual to obtain the information through unknown means. That's hence divination. It could be anything that they're using. If it's not cards, they could be looking at your palm. If they're not doing that, they could be looking into a crystal ball. It could be 1,001 different things. But they're utilising what they believe is the tapping in of the conscious pool. They're tapping into the source of information which is given out to these people who have the alleged ability.
I once had a tarot. I've got a tarot card set at home, and it comes with a manual, which is great. Oh, great! I can do this myself. You know what I mean? And then you pick your cards, you do what it says, and then it has for this page pages of what this card could mean. And the amount of stuff that you can go, well, that relates to me. That does though. Or that does. Oh, wow!
Did you pick the good stuff?
Yeah. It depends what the other cards are next to it, though, doesn't it? As well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it all. And then what you do at the end is you write out what what is actually applying to you at this point in your life.
By the time you worked it all out, you're
and then at the end, exactly. You know what I mean?
Down the board. But this is the point. I mean, you mentioned things like palmistry, and you mentioned obviously crystal balls and stuff. Now, a lot of these things where they actually use something, whether it be tea leaves or whether it be crystal balls or whatever, they're just a conduit for them to say that they're looking into the other world and such. Now, surely our little these might look like candles, but they're not. They're pure, solid red crystal, very rare, aren't they?
It's right.
Made in China.
That's genuine.
This is genuine crystal string, which this is where string's made. It comes out of crystal. People don't know that.
No. That's why we're doing this show.
It is actually, yeah. And that's 50 quid, by the way, for that little reading I'm just giving you about. There's more information than reading.
That's cheap, that.
Oh, hang on. I see. Yeah, I can see you leaving this building sometime today.
Oh my God.
That's 20 quid. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's pretty right, though.
Sometimes it is as simple as that. Yeah. I mean, people which are disappointed. I mean, it was like a story I read in the newspaper. There was a gentleman who was saying, I can tell you exactly what horse is going to win what race. If you contact me and I tell you what horse is going to win in your race and it wins, you give me half your money.
Devon Brown did the same thing again.
It worked because so many people contacted him. You only got to get one person who wins out of a 10-horse race. That person's going to tell all his men, I can't believe it. He's brilliant.
Devon Brown did the same thing. He contacted something like 1,000 people, and it all came down to this one girl at the end. And at the end, he told her, "I've made it up. This is what I've done." He told her exactly what's done. Either we don't put the bet on. No, they put the bet on anyway, didn't they? Yeah. But she actually didn't. She win it in the end anyway. Yeah. But it was just pure.
You've got to win.
Process of elimination.
But that's almost. I mean, you go to Vegas and you can do that with people. Put it on 21 if you win. Let's have half the money. But I mean, I remember him doing something where he did. I think it was 8 chess masters, and it was they were in a circle. He was in the middle, and blew me away because he said, "I can play chess. I'm not great at it, but I can play chess." And he took on these 8 chess masters, in timing, and he was quick. And literally, he went over to one board and he was like that. And these other chess masters were going, spending the time. And he would just walk around, just quickly.
But they were playing each other, weren't they?
Yeah, basically, all he was doing was doing the move. It was the first one that he lost because he didn't have anything to go by. But after that, he was just doing the move that the other people were doing against him.
It was across the table, so he'd make a move, wouldn't he? And then when he went over, he made the same move.
They didn't even know they were playing themselves. They had these 8 chess masters almost equally matched. And because they were equally matched, and at the end they were saying, "I don't understand, he's brilliant." But again, that's the psychology. It's what you've said about I wouldn't have thought of that at first, which is stupid. You think I would have done, wouldn't you?
It is. It's a matter. It's what you
refer
refer to as it's thinking outside the box, because a lot of people we entrap ourselves into a process of thinking, and once we can start thinking out the box, we can start looking at the environment and what influences what's inside the box, and then we can say, okay, well that influences it, so I can introduce something like that. Thinking outside the box is in fact using somebody else's moves on the chessboard against somebody else. You know, you wouldn't actually think of that. You know, it's just you think in a structured sense.
Yeah.
And if you can start to train yourself to think outside the box, you can sort of manipulate what people, the actions of what people think as well.
But it's that point of being able to tell, you know, the 10-horse race, telling 10 people something different.
It did work though.
And you only need that one person to go and say, this person.
Yeah.
Either by an astrology reading, or either by tarot cards, or just a cold reading, or just a crystal ball or tea leaves or whatever. You can sit there and say they're brilliant. And how much money would you make for next year?
Oh yeah.
Everyone coming to you paying you 20 quid or 50 quid for your.
I don't think we'll ever end or have a stop to the unlawful sort of obtaining money through means of pretending to, you know, mediumistic skills. I think that will always continue, to say the truth, and I don't think it will ever be rid of.
People always want to.
Yeah, I mean, we have currently, I know the UPIA have got a petition up at the moment on the government website, 10 Downing Street's website, and there's quite a lot of signatures, which, you know, are from people which would like to see a change, would like to see that if people want to be, claim that they are mediumistic and earn money by it, that they actually go through a parapsychological department and get tested, have some form of accreditation.
Absolutely, I know, and I agree 100% with you. I think that this sort of reading cards and astrology, I think that they should all be somehow monitored, because it's so easy to do it. I mean, I could set up here in this room, and I'm pretty sure that, like you say, using this psychology that we've been talking about getting 10 people and telling 10 people 10 different things, one of them's going to be right. All I need is for them to tell 10 of their friends, and I do the same thing. Then all of a sudden I've got 100 people in. I only need 10 of those out of 100 to be right. They'll tell another. I am actually making a fortune out of these poor people that I will be lying to.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm trying to something like the easy way to stop it is saying that you can't take money for something you can't prove. And it seems to be this is the only area that people can. You can sit down there and say, this tarot card reading is correct. And the trouble is that there are people out there who will take some of that and say, no, it was right. And after the break, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more